Hello, welcome to my channel, and I'm glad you're interested in learning more about the colonization of Nigeria by the British and its lasting influence. In this video, I will tell you how Nigeria became a British colony, what changes it underwent during the colonial era, and how it achieved its independence. I will also explore the positive and negative impacts of colonialism on Nigeria's social, political, economic, and cultural development. So, let's get started. The first known encounter between the British and the people of the region of modern-day Nigeria was on April 1, 1600, when English sailors landed on the Niger River near Katsina, the largest city in northern Nigeria. They noticed something odd about the local fishermen and asked to come ashore. It was the first time outsiders had been there in a long time, so their presence was seen as a good omen. The fishermen returned to England with the ship's log, where it became apparent that they had been in contact with sailors and traders from many different countries: India, the Arab Middle East, Iran, China, Persia, and even Japan. The British began making contact with the locals again, this time often in the guise of traders. They were mainly interested in buying slaves, palm oil, ivory, and other commodities from the region. However, they also faced competition from other European powers, such as Portugal, France, and Germany. The slave trade was abolished by the British in 1807, but it continued illegally until 1861. That year, Britain annexed Lagos, a strategic port city that controlled the access to the Niger River. This marked the beginning of British colonialism in Nigeria. In 1884, Britain established the Oil River Protectorate over the coastal areas of present-day Nigeria. This was part of a larger scramble for Africa by European powers who wanted to carve up the continent among themselves. In 1885, at the Berlin Conference, Britain's dominance over Nigeria was recognized by other countries. However, Britain did not have effective control over the interior regions of Nigeria until 1900, when it defeated several local kingdoms and empires that resisted its rule. In 1900, Britain also divided Nigeria into two separate entities, the Northern Nigeria Protectorate and the Southern Nigeria Protectorate. The northern part was mainly inhabited by Muslim Hausa and Fulani people who practiced a feudal system of government under emirs. The southern part was mainly inhabited by Christian and animist Yoruba and Igbo people who had more diverse and decentralized forms of political organization. The two regions had very different cultures, languages, religions, and histories. In 1914, under the governorship of Lord Frederick Lugard, Britain decided to amalgamate the two protectorates into one entity called the Colony and Protectorate of Nigeria. Lugard's main motive was to reduce administrative costs and increase revenue by exploiting the natural resources of both regions. However, he also had a vision of creating a unified Nigerian nation out of diverse ethnic groups. He introduced a system of indirect rule, which meant that he used local rulers as intermediaries between the British administration and the native population. He also tried to promote a sense of common identity among Nigerians by encouraging interregional trade and education. However, Lugard's policies also had many negative consequences for Nigeria. He favored the northern region over the southern region in terms of political representation and economic development. He also imposed taxes on Nigerians without their consent or benefit. He suppressed any form of nationalism or resistance to British rule by using force or propaganda. He also ignored or undermined the existing cultural and religious diversity of Nigerians by imposing a uniform legal system and a Christian missionary agenda. The colonial era in Nigeria lasted until 1960, when Nigeria gained its independence from Britain after a long struggle. The struggle involved various political parties, movements, and leaders who demanded self-government and democracy for Nigeria. Some of these were the Nigerian National Democratic Party, NNDP, founded in 1923 by Herbert Macaulay, who is regarded as the father of Nigerian nationalism. The National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, NCNC, founded in 1944 by Nnamdi Azikiwe, who became Nigeria's first president after independence. The Action Group, AG, founded in 1951 by Obafemi Awolowo, who became Nigeria's first premier of Western region and championed free education and federalism. The Northern People's Congress (NPC), founded in 1951 by Ahmadu Bello, who became Nigeria's first premier of Northern region and advocated for Islamic law and regional autonomy. The Nigerian Youth Movement (NYM), founded in 1936 by Ernest Ikoli, who promoted youth empowerment and social justice. These parties and movements formed various alliances and coalitions to challenge British rule and negotiate for independence. They also faced many challenges and conflicts among themselves, such as ethnic rivalry, religious intolerance, and ideological differences. The most notable of these conflicts was the 1953 Kano riot, which erupted after a motion for self-government by 1956 was rejected by the northern delegates in the House of Representatives. Despite these challenges and conflicts, Nigeria achieved its independence on October 1, 1960, after a constitutional conference in London in 1959. Nigeria became a federal republic with a parliamentary system of government and a bicameral legislature. The Queen of England remained the head of state, represented by a governor-general, while Azikiwe became the president and Abubakar Tafawa Balewa became the prime minister. Nigeria also joined the Commonwealth of Nations, a voluntary association of former British colonies. However, Nigeria's independence did not mean the end of its problems. The country still faced many issues that were inherited from or exacerbated by colonialism, such as regional imbalance and inequality. The northern region was larger and more populous than the southern region, but it was also less developed and educated. This created a sense of resentment and distrust among the regions, especially over the allocation of resources and power. Ethnic and religious diversity. Nigeria had over 250 ethnic groups and 3 major religions: Islam, Christianity, and traditional beliefs. These groups had different cultures, languages, histories, and aspirations. This made it difficult to forge a national identity and unity among Nigerians. Economic dependency and underdevelopment. Nigeria's economy was largely dependent on the export of agricultural products and raw materials, such as cocoa, groundnuts, palm oil, rubber, and tin. These products were subject to fluctuations in world prices and demand. Nigeria also lacked industrialization and diversification of its economy. It relied heavily on imports of manufactured goods and services from Britain and other countries. Political instability and corruption. Nigeria's political system was plagued by frequent coups, civil wars, military dictatorships, and civilian governments. These regimes were often characterized by nepotism, patronage, bribery, embezzlement, and human rights violations. They also failed to address the needs and demands of the people. These issues have continued to affect Nigeria's development and progress even today. However, Nigeria has also made some achievements and contributions in various fields, such as education and literacy. Nigeria has one of the largest and most diverse education systems in Africa. It has over 170 universities and colleges, offering various courses and degrees. It also has a high literacy rate of about 62% among adults. Arts and culture. Nigeria has a rich and vibrant artistic and cultural heritage. It is known for its literature, music, film, fashion, cuisine, and festivals. Some of its famous artists include Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, Fela Kuti, Nollywood, Ankara, Jollof Rice, and Calabar Carnival. Sports and entertainment. Nigeria has excelled in sports and entertainment at both regional and international levels. It has won several medals in athletics, football, basketball, boxing, wrestling, and taekwondo. It has also produced many celebrities and stars in music, comedy, modeling, and media. Some of them are Davido, Tiwa Savage, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Genevieve Nnaji, Basketmouth, Oluchi Onwegba, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Trevor Noah, etc. Science and technology. Nigeria has made some strides in science and technology development. It has launched several satellites into orbit for communication, navigation, weather monitoring, and research purposes. It has also developed some innovations in renewable energy, biotechnology, nanotechnology, robotics, aerospace engineering, etc. So that's it for today's video on the colonization of Nigeria by the British and its lasting influence. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up medium dark skin tone and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Also feel free to leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions about this topic. Thank you for watching Folded Hands medium dark skin tone and see you next time.